So as always, I want to let you guys know, go stream that music. Of course, we're gonna be covering the album covers today. We literally have like 9 covers left. So first session, we covered 16 covers. We kind of went into like legacy, things like that. But second workshop, we went into 16 more covers, and then we touched on power, fame, status, and title. So we spoke on those things and getting into picking legacy through these things, understanding what these are, picking your own lane, and knowing that you do have power and autonomy and agency. Okay. So we're going to also suggest for you guys to check out the Facebook pages. Okay. We have all the Facebook pages set up. We have Amethyst Amara's Facebook page, we have Panacea Cafe Facebook page, and we have Fifth House of Creativity Inc. Facebook page. Panacea Cafe is a little bit different because what I do there is I will talk about what I already do is geopolitics, but also forced migration, systemic racism, and power vacuums left behind after colonization, and just bring awareness to certain things. You'll see things about reforestation, things about ancestry, just many, many, many holistic things are found at Panacea Cafe Facebook. And if you're really wanting to educate yourself on certain things and you're always feeling like, yo, I don't know what's going on with this and I don't understand what's going on with that, Fantasy Cafe Facebook page has so much resources. Okay, so website wise, we still have Fantasy Cafe blog. I am posting some works that I've done with Harmony GPT that is available on Panacea Cafe, and some, well, not yet, but it's going to be available on Panacea Cafe blog. Harmony GPT is fairly new. I just created it. So, but there is some chat GPT conversations that I had once before. So Harmony GPT is going to be like a more in-depth and more like powerful way to kind of like access that. Okay, so different information is provided. It's a different conversation. It's a little bit more adept than a chat GPT is. And basically, like, we have the Panacea Cafe blog, where we're going to be talking about, I really want to focus on power dynamics, also digital suppression. Another conversation that I am having on it is different types of power dynamics in the realm of also, like I've mentioned this before, ritualistic abuse. And something that I thought was a very interesting conversation with the Harmony GPT was where we spoke on dark frequencies in music and sound and manipulation. And we talked about collective prayer. So, some pretty deep topics. But if you're into that kind of stuff, like the occult kind of studies and also holistic health studies, things like that, astrology, all that, that is where you go. And Tropic de Qualia is really the name of it. I always call it Tropic of Qualia to be polite. But that is the AI website where the animes are going to be available, the art's going to be available, the mature adult content is going to be available behind paywalls. So that site is up and running. All this stuff you can find in the link tree. And also my official website is available, and that's where you're going to find the products. You're going to find the gallery, the paintings. You're going to be able to check out the paintings that are available for sale, but also just like look at my catalog of art. There's going to be a few updates that I'm going to be putting on my website. We're going to be setting up a virtual gallery on the website. Products are available on the website tomorrow. In particular, for the social media and copywriting workshop, we're going to be actually putting products from Printify through the Chat GPT, Harmony GPT filter, getting it to make a new caption, new copy, getting it to make new prices, and then we're going to put it on WordPress. And I'm going to show you how to do all that. um, it's really cool because I'll even get into the benefits of doing it like this as well when we do that tomorrow. Um, Let's see what else we need. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, so I got my book on Friday, Storm, the coloring book. So we're gonna be setting up that workshop soon for book publishing and distribution. So that's gonna be super fun. So that's very, very exciting. And moving along onto the workshop for today, I'm gonna share my screen. Okay. I think we can get into that. Thank you for everybody that has gotten their replays for today already pre-ordered. It is so appreciated when people know, like, their capacity. Are they going to be available for these type of things? And they just let me know in advance. Like, I really, really, really appreciate it. Like I said, I just prefer like if you're gonna get a replay, get a replay. They're gonna be available up on YouTube. Um, get your replay on. It's okay. But I rather know who's going to come, who's going to be attendance, so I can set up the conversation real nice for you, and so I can also expect and set up my presentation in a particular way that supports having a guest. And that way, those that are doing the workshop, not necessarily doing it for, I'm just doing one workshop here, I'm just doing one here in a few sessions, but I have a few people that are literally doing these sessions, and it is their educational, sorry, a little fluff, but it's their educational practice right now. So I want to be honoring to that, and knowing how to facilitate that while also having dialogue and inviting people to come into these workshops, and then we can have conversations and we can expand and learn and do things together, right? So yeah, but Chimigwich, thank you so much again for all of that. And today we're getting into album covers and graphic optimization, week 3, harmony workshops with Fifth House of Creativity Inc. So as you can see, the covers that we're going to look at today. So these covers, you're going to see the musicologist is, I said to myself, this is going to be my last project that I do engineering for myself. Okay. And at that time, it was a split, where I went ahead and I made this project. And I was attending Up North Studio. I wasn't yet recording there. And I was listening to this project, and I had released it on my birthday. Okay. And this project here is where I decided everything after this is going to be in studio recording. And it wasn't because I don't like my music that wasn't done in the studio. It's just because I had already, at that point, it's over 200 songs. I think I touched the 250 mark there. I think I did. So 230 maybe even. But at that point, you got to expand and try something different. So today we discuss 9 more covers, cultivating appeal with authenticity, 2 inspiring covers, so covers that inspire me that aren't my covers, and next time. So like I said, this is musicologist. Okay, so this cover I did by myself, like I do all my covers. This one in particular was done with Vanilla Pen, the app on the phone. So as you can see here, where the musicologist is kind of like glittery and stuff like that. Vanilla Pen is really great for that kind of thing where you can like make really cool text, and you can get like real gold looking text, you can get real glitter looking text. And that's not something that's always readily available on something like a Canva. Typically for Canva, you would have to use graphics in order to achieve that. And with Vanilla Pen, you just write out the text, and the text comes out many different colors, many different things. Very, very great app. One of my favorite ones to create album covers with text. Okay. Navigating the delicate balance between maintaining personal beliefs and managing a public persona that resonates with a broad audience is indeed a nuanced and often challenging aspect of any public figure's life, particularly for artists, activists, and spiritual leaders. This balance is crucial in cultivating authenticity while also achieving broader appeal and influence. Okay, So same thing last week when we started talking about power, fame, status, title, and really how one can navigate and pick through those things. Like I said, I have a lot of friends that are like, just give me the money, I don't want the fame. Okay, that is possible to do that, you know. Um, and some people would just, want the title of something, and that is okay too. We find our preferences within these things, and some people want it all, and that is okay too. But we learn to cultivate this public persona. And as I said before, within therapy and counseling, one of my amazing counselors taught me to separate the public persona from who I am as a person. There's so much inner work that you do for yourself as a person, but there is also so much work that you have to do for your public persona, and that is the separation of such. Okay. All right. So this is by far my favorite cover. I know Many Moons, Enchantress, all these ones are amazing, but this one, so much love, so much thought, so much manifestation went into this. Yeah. I'm going to read this to you. Says, I could be dreaming out loud, a song for every hour, and then for the hours in between, time is but a concept. It sounds like plant and smoke medicine. It feels familiar, but it's so new. It's my debut, like bebop, Japanese jazz fusion, and Nola bounce, an essence of originality. It's giving Magnolia Shorty, Thelonious Monk, Fela Kuti, Erica, Janet, Joni, and Jill. It feels like pieces of me and remnants of you. It quacks like a duck and sings the blues. Okay. And like I told you guys before, like you can't really put text on an album cover, right? But this was a review of the album cover, so you can put a review of it. Okay. So you're able to put reviews if you're putting text, to testimonial, things like that, or a descriptor of the contents that's in it. Now, this is musicologist two. This literally came my following birthday after the musicologist. So musicologist one, musicologist, came out 2022. This came out 2023. And my birthday, March 23rd, this was the beginning of a couple of no, three projects I can say. Three projects came out of this. And the thing was, this is 24 songs. It was an album, my first full studio recording. The only song on it that wasn't a studio recording was Hall of Fame. And Hall of Fame was done in the studio, but not done by Mike DB. Um, and yeah, like it's interesting with this particular cover. So Musicologist 2, Planetary Alignment. Yeah, this particular cover, I kept having dreams about it before it even happened. And I talked to Warbucks about it, and I said, Jay, like I keep envisioning this cover and I need a grow room. And he's like, okay, well, until you find a grow room, let's just keep working on the vision. I got the outfits, the anime pants that you would see if you've seen the photo shoot. The whole outfit, the hair done, everything done, well, I got the hair done the day of, how us girls do. Fresh braid up and all, nails and all, right? Um, Everything. And I went to this dispensary. I'm not affiliated with them anymore, but it was an indigenous dispensary. And they're basically, friends, family friends and stuff like that. Well, I'm friends with their family. So when I was introduced to them, it was funny. It was one of the things they said to me. It was like, anything you want to do, any ideas, any marketing ideas, any ideas you got, let us know. And I said, well, you guys wouldn't happen to have a grow room. And they looked at each other and they like kind of like smiled, like, as a matter of fact, we do. I didn't want the hazmat situation that you get in most OCS factory stores. I wanted this to be super trapped out. I had people talk to me about the quality of the cannabis, even like they weren't even selling this cannabis at their store. This is what people sell when they're making like products like CBD products and stuff like that. So don't think that this is that kind of situation. And a lot of it is like edited and stuff like that as well into the picture. There's certain parts where Warbucks duplicated it. So, but crazy manifestation. If you see the behind the scenes are really, really, really interesting. Very, very amazing work. Extremely proud of this cover. Very, very proud of this cover. Okay. Understanding the challenges. The challenge lies in the fact that personal beliefs may not always align neatly with mainstream expectations or popular trends. Public figures must decide how much of their personal ideology they can share without alienating their audience or compromising their influence. The tension between authenticity and acceptance can lead to difficult decisions about what to reveal and what to withhold. Okay. And then this is the next cover, Musicologist 2, Planetary Alignment, the Deluxe. And this one is the Ethiopian calendar. That is what this version is called. The reason why is because the Ethiopian calendar actually has 10 extra days. Remember, we were using the concept of time and we were talking about 24 hours and stuff like that. So for musicologists too, we call this the witching hours. So 10 witching hours, we called it. And it's not necessarily a play on just culture, but just the science and the understanding of it. Okay. So as it says, I relayed the frequency I tapped into as accurately as I heard the words and sounds in my inner ear. I channeled these energies of benevolence and said, hey, you sound familiar. My ancestors, parallels of me, alternates of me, all my timelines, and all the beautiful beings in my unseen conceded these songs are what we were sent here for to lead with our voices in ways that rewrite every wrong. You are the beating drum where the heart belongs. Okay, had to like tip my head to read that. But yeah, and this picture again was taken by Warbucks. And what's really, really awesome is this picture again was taken at this was not a grow room, it's an actual dispensary. This is an OCS dispensary. So I wanted to do something super grimy like, make it beautiful though. Grimy and beautiful, because if you see the behind the scenes, you know it's grimy. Make it beautiful and take something super polished, make it beautiful again, and make it something different, give it a whole different energy. You can see that we even put some graphics on it, like some mushrooms and stuff. We have a little hand with like Hamza type of symbol on it as well. Outfit picked by me, hair done by me, makeup done by me, waist beads by me, all of that. Yeah, really, really proud of this cover. This deluxe did very, very well. These were different points in time. The way that they were released, you would think that they were very close in time together. The again, musicologist that I first showed, March 23rd, 2022. The other one, March 23rd, 2023, but the photo was taken December of 2022. Okay. So it's kind of like almost like a play how artists, we have different images from different times. And then when we release it, people think, oh, that's how you look right now. And most of the time that's never the case. A lot of times for me, I have photo shoots and everything that I have not released for a very long time. And then I'll release it. And then people aren't the wiser if it was me recently or not. And it is okay. I'm fine with that. I'm not one to really take daily pictures. I used to be, but I'm definitely not anymore. Just not my vibe anymore. And here we go. Let's check out this. Okay, so let's pause my screen for a little bit. There we go. So you can check this out, okay? Strategies. Let's switch this bad boy. Here we go. Strategies for balancing beliefs and persona. So when I go into this, what's happening a lot is your faves aren't making certain political statements and you're upset, but I always say it's not really their responsibility to do so, because they don't really have the power to make these kind of statements, and they can essentially, yeah, like actually lose their lives, right? Um, and their livelihoods. So there's many reasons why one can um, not be talkative or speak out about certain things, whether that's right or wrong, is outside of the fact. But I feel like we have like an expectation of certain people. Myself personally, I speak about everything. I'm very transparent. There's certain things that are my business and nobody else's business. They're my family's business and nobody else's business. And that's really not what transparency is about. It's about being relatable and authentic, you know. Um, and relatability comes from being authentic. So, but nonetheless, I wanted to expand on that and kind of like just kind of give you guys the tools because we are blurring the lines a lot. And I hear people always say there's no handbook to fame, there's no handbook to power, there's no handbook to all of these things, right? And there should be, So, and we're going to probably cultivate that, you know? So, core values clarification. Clearly defining one's core values is essential. These values serve as a compass that guides all decisions, communications, and creations. Knowing what is non negotiable versus what can be adapted or compromised without sacrificing integrity is key. Transparent communication, being open about one's journey, including the struggles with balancing personal beliefs with public expectations, can enhance authenticity. Sharing these dilemmas openly can create a deeper connection with the audience who may appreciate the honesty and find parallels in their own lives. And this is, suffice it to say, a lot of times people are worried about being transparent and speaking their truth and being judged and people not liking them. If people judge you and they don't agree with you, their chances are they're not your people and they're not the people that you want in your life in the first place. Okay? Selective sharing. It's important to choose wisely what to share publicly. This doesn't mean being inauthentic, but rather focusing on areas of overlap between personal beliefs and audience interests to emphasize common ground while still honoring one's deeper convictions. Educating the audience. Sometimes bridging the gap between personal beliefs and public persona involves educating the audience about why certain beliefs or values are important. This can be done gently and persuasively using storytelling, data, data, and personal anecdotes that make the beliefs relatable and understandable. Consistent reevaluation. The balance between personal beliefs and public persona should be continually reassessed, especially as one grows and evolves. What was once a core part of one's public image might change as both the individual and their audience develop and shift. Building a supportive community, surrounding oneself with a community that supports both personal growth and professional success can provide a strong foundation. This community can offer feedback and encouragement, helping to navigate the complexities of public life. Heights came after the deluxe came out of the Ethiopian calendar. Musicologist 2, Planetary Alignment, the deluxe. Very long name, but there's reasons behind all that. And then a very short name, one word, came out, Heights. And Heights was literally photo shoot done the exact same night as the photo shoot for the deluxe and same dispensary and everything like that. But now we're fusing the coloration of those two photo shoots where we have some more green essence put into it. We did like a little 3D looking text here for heights, just kind of adding a little bit more depth. Um, I deliberately have the tree in this, but I also deliberately have didn't take out these bars that you see in the back. There's a reasoning for all of that. The project is, I do believe, about 8 songs, maybe even 10 songs or so. Um, Lots of really, really great songs on there. Okay. And then moving along, benefits of maintaining this balance. So now we're getting back into our conversation about maintaining the balance of your persona, your personal public persona, and then your authenticity as who you are as a person, and combining these things and having balance. Remember, your persona is who you give the public, and who you are as a person is completely separate, but you add ingredients of yourself so that you're not considered inauthentic, right? And that you can really be yourself and shine yourself through, right? Achieving this balance can enhance an artist or leader's credibility and depth. It allows for a genuine connection with the audience that is built on trust and mutual respect. Moreover, it fosters a sustainable public persona that resonates with authenticity, attracting a loyal and engaged audience that values transparency and depth. And now remember, personas can be several different roles. Lady Gaga, she's doing like a performance. She's literally doing different personas as a performance piece. And this is something that you can do. You don't have to have just one persona, and you do many different ways, many different styles of one. Um, and you can divide it up accordingly. But you keep little inklings of who you are. And a lot of people are doing like their personas and they're just like, okay, well, my persona is going to be the devil. That ends up happening a lot. And it's not even authentically who they are, but they do a lot of the stuff for clickbait and things like that. And, do you boo boo, but you don't have to do that. There's so many other creative things to do. Okay, so moving into this year, so last year, those were the 3 projects. This year, we started it off January. We have the architect. Architect, this is one of my first images that I made with AI, and I had it from December of 2023. Okay, so no, 2022, December of 2022. Yeah. So we had it then, and then I'm now releasing that cover January of 2024. So I've been holding on to this cover for quite some time. So it is an outdated version of AI. I wanted to do that for many reasons, but also to show like the level of quality that we were reaching with AI at that particular time. One, two, it's also literally you see this form person, purple person that is likened to an amethyst creature, right? Amethyst type of creativity being built. And then you have me with the braids. Remember, I said the cornrows are always a symbol. And I'm literally making something. I'm making somebody, the architect. I make these things. I made you bitches. That's really what it is. So architect is really great. Very, very deep, deep, deep songs on that. Very, very powerful songs. And I sat back and I was recording this project alongside my other projects. So Heights, Musicologist 2, the deluxe were all being made at the exact same time as this particular project was being made, written and recorded at the same time, rather versus the next project is literally all recorded in one take and written and produced over time. Okay. While challenging, successfully balancing personal beliefs with a public persona can lead to a fulfilling, impactful public life. It requires mindfulness, adaptability, and a commitment to integrity, but the rewards, deeper connections, sustained influence, and personal integrity are well worth the effort. Okay, and this is MMXXIV, which is actually 2024 in Roman numerals. As you can see here, my cup invention with the AI is here, where it's like a cup bottle. Definitely have to patent that. But y'all know I made it with AI. And really beautiful cover that got my mid-journey banned for about a week, maybe? I think a week. Yeah, I was banned for a week from this cover. It was worth it. it. I don't suggest doing that though. But it's one of my best covers. Yeah, I love it so much. And this project, like I said, we recorded in one night, 5 hour session, I think. No, 3 hour session. And it's like 8 songs. Mhm. Yeah, I think it was a 3 hour session. I'd normally do typically three, but sometimes I'll do like an eight. Actually, no, it's a six. It's a six. Yeah, it's 6 songs, 5 songs, 5 songs, 5 songs. So yeah, this was recorded in 3 hours. Yeah. Produced and written over some time. This particular AI prompt, and so this is now this whole year so far, all of my covers have been AI. And again, reasonings behind that, reasonings behind that. Okay. So let's close this video down for a second so I can read this because I want to touch on this because as we, when we get into um, conversations about fame, and like I said, there's no handbook, right? There's no handbook for putting yourself out there like this and building your legacy, right? So ego and persona blind sides, okay, blind spots. All right, over identification with success. Artists may start to define their self worth entirely through their success and public image. This can lead to an inflated ego or a fragile sense of self that's vulnerable to the highs and lows of public opinion. Disconnection from roots. There's a risk of becoming disconnected from one's original values and community as fame grows. This can create a gap between the artist's public persona and their true self. Echo chambers. Celebrities often find themselves surrounded by yes men who reinforce their perspectives. This can create an echo chamber that diminishes self awareness and critical feedback. Losing sight of artistry. The pressure to maintain a public image may lead some artists to make decisions based on what they believe their audience wants rather than what aligns with their artistic integrity. And again, when we're getting into this, it's always best to start from now. Don't be holding your dreams off and saying, like, like I'm going to learn about this stuff when the fame comes. Learn about it now. So when these things come, you are fortified, you are built to sustain, you're built to last because you already have these things in place, you already have these beliefs and practices put in place. Okay, the fallacy of full disclosure. Okay, let's try that again. The fallacy of full disclosure. I can't speak today. Anyways, okay, expectation of openness. The idea that going to Hollywood or becoming famous necessitates an open book policy is a pervasive fallacy. It conflates authenticity with complete transparency, ignoring the right to personal privacy. Authenticity versus oversharing. Being authentic doesn't require divulging every aspect of one's personal life. It's about being true to oneself in public expressions without the obligation to share more than what feels comfortable. Exploitation risks. The industry, oh, and before I get into exploitation risks, the thing is like when it comes to authenticity versus oversharing, a lot of times survivors overshare because we have had so much happen that we don't know what we don't know, and we don't know what other people don't know or what they do know in the first place. So we can tend to overshare, and it is not actually really expected of us to do so, and it a lot of times can be exploited from us. So when you see things like America's Next Top Model, and you're hearing that they sat down with a therapist before they ended up on the show to see if they were a risk to anybody at the house, and then in reality the things that they disclosed to the therapist were then being used against them in the show. This is what I'm talking about. We have a lot of things that are happening to us as a generation and as a people, and not every single thing has to be shared or um, should be put up for offer because sometimes it is being used against you. So, really trying to understand what it is, the reason behind it being shared. What is the reason why this discussion is being had? If it is to educate and build awareness and to empower people, that's one thing, but really understand who's on the receiving end of this information that you're giving out. So exploitation risks. The industry has elements that can exploit personal revelations from tabloids, sensationalizing private matters to unscrupulous individuals using personal information for blackmail or manipulation. So protecting against exploitation, establish boundaries. It's vital for artists to establish clear personal boundaries and decide in advance what aspects of their life are not for public consumption. Create a supportive network. Building a network of trusted individuals and advisors can provide a sounding board and a protective barrier against industry exploitation, legal and professional advice. Okay. Regular consultation with legal and professional advisors can safeguard against contractual traps and rights violations. Mindful sharing. Okay, when sharing personal stories, be mindful of the context and the potential for those stories to be used in ways that were not intended. Shame resilience. Okay, we talk about this a lot, and this is something I'm going to definitely be delving into on a regular basis. And this is something that I've really picked up from my works with Reclaim Your Voice. Jungle Flower and her works at Reclaim Your Voice has really empowered me with shame resilience and also my therapy with Toronto Rape Crisis Center. Okay, developing resilience against shame is crucial. Understand that everyone has vulnerabilities and that no one's personal life can withstand unsympathetic scrutiny. Own your story to the degree you choose. Okay, by being mindful of these blind spots and the fallacy of full disclosure, artists can maintain a sense of authenticity while also protecting their privacy and well being. It's about finding a balance that allows for genuine connection with the audience without compromising personal boundaries and security. And going into this, the fallacy of full disclosure, you'll hear it all the time. You hear journalists saying it all the time, photographers, paparazzi saying it all the time, TMZ, well, you put yourself out there. You want to be in Hollywood, you got to give. That's not true. That is an extremely pervasive fallacy. Okay. Kasado Khan Hefa. You guys have seen this cover a lot, and this is a single cover that came out March 10th, with 3 songs on it. It is my first addition to the North American world music category. As you know, we don't really focus too hard on genres, but the reason behind this was to really reflect my ancestry and to also kind of give way to, creating in different languages, to create in a world facet, to combine all languages to be to provide it as a universal aspect. So I'm not going to get into this particular one. As always, my presentations are available underneath the YouTube. I want to provide resources. I do not like to speak about something and I don't provide a resource for it. This is about shame, and this is about shame and power dynamics, resilience to shame, within the industry, within the works that you do. This is not just about front facing people that work as celebrities or public figures and everything. When you work in a workplace, sometimes people will try to exploit these very human expressions within us. Okay. Qualia came out my birthday this year, March 23rd. As you guys can see the pattern here, we do a lot of releases around Aries time period. And if you come to the workshop on Thursday, or you've seen the workshops on Thursday, Astrology in Your Creative Realm, you would understand why we do that. But Qualia, as you can see here, the text was done on Canva, the image was done with Midjourney, and as you can see, this is me in the image, but it is done as AI. Okay, so let's get into these 2 covers that are super inspiring. Okay, you might not be able to see it that well, but here, I'm in this cover. I wasn't around this time period, but I'm in this cover, and it's not AI. You can see from a distance a little bit better. Look at the cover. Okay, I'm in the cover. Okay. I don't know what it is. I see myself in like different things. Like the other day, I was just watching a color video and this artist looked just like me. And I, like growing up, I never seen people that look like me. The only time I've seen someone that looked like me is my bestie, Spazia. And she does look like one of my twins. She does. And we tell my kids all the time that we're twins. But I don't know. I don't know why I'm like in that particular image. But I digress. Patricia Dryden, recognized for her distinctive and vibrant illustration style, is the artist behind the album cover for James Brown, Get Up Off of That Thing. Her artwork perfectly captures the essence of Brown's music, lively, energetic, and compelling, and an era where album covers were a key visual representation of the music within. Dryden's illustration set the stage for the funk and rhythm that James Brown was famous for. The album Get Up Off of That Thing was released by James Brown in 1976. James Brown, known as the Godfather of Soul, a pivotal figure in the development of funk music and a major influence on hip hop, dance, and future genres. Okay, and then I'm going to go over to the Parliament cover, and then I'm going to cover the basics that's right in the middle. Okay. Alrighty. The Mothership Connection album cover is indeed a seminal piece that vividly captures the essence of Afrofuturism. David Alexander's photography work pairs with Parliament's vision, while Gribbet's art direction and design contribute to the overall impact of the cover. But a key to highlight is how George Clinton's persona is not just present but integral to the design. It's a visual representation of his creative universe and his role as a pioneer, both of which have paved the way for future explorations of identity and expression in music and art. Clinton's conceptualization of the mothership combined with his funk sound creates a legacy that is both profound and progressive, setting a precedent for artists to dream beyond the limits of their surroundings. Okay. And now in the middle, we have the basics. So authentic expression. Album covers are canvas for artists to authentically express their personal journey and the essence of the music they're sharing with the world. Also, and we're just going to breeze over this part, cultural narratives, artistic collaboration. And as you can see, like these are different artists, these are different photographers combining and working together, just as mine are as well when I do my works with different photographers, like Warbucks, for example, symbolism and metaphor, evoking emotion, visual branding, marketing genius, legacy, and impact. Okay, all very, very, very important concepts to think of and make sure you instill in your covers. Okay. Lastly, for my covers, please help yourself. Okay. And I can, okay. So please help yourself. That was released March 25th. Okay. 2 days after my birthday, but also full moon manifestation. Okay. And please help yourself. As you can see here is an AI cover done with my likeness once again. But as you can see, the text, like the font that is actually on here that says please help yourself, that is done in my very own typeface. So I didn't use anyone else's typeface. I'm going to use people's fonts last year. I created my typeface and I released it this year. Okay, so as you can see here on my typeface where it says Free Palestine, okay, Free Congo, Free Sudan, Free Yemen, and then you see here the typeface written out in this way, okay? So, and this is basically we're showing the uppercase, the lowercase. And so probably moving into it, I'm going to be using my typeface for a lot of my products, but I use it for my flyers and a lot of other graphic needs, okay? And that's it for the covers. We're going to have more resources in here. So this particular page is basically about the marginalization that genre classification entails. And we touched a little bit on that last time, and we will be probably doing a workshop around this as well, since people are starting to evolve and understand that genres isn't really what people thought it was, and it's racist. Okay. Alrighty. And then what we're also going to do is provide some information in regards to something that occurs in the music industry and I see extremely prevalent. And this is happening more so to male artists than it is female artists, but I see it happening many times with female artists. And this is something that kind of holds them back. And this is what we were talking about, shame resilience, right? As you can see here, the conversation is sextortion, sexual blackmail, and this is something extremely, extremely prevalent in the music industry. And why might you ask, right? Nobody's really going to ask that, but one of the things is it's very, very prevalent for women, and it's very, very prevalent for people that have not been able to authentically live out who they are as people because of societal expectations. And many times, what that falls into is people's sexuality is being exploited, people's not even just sexuality, gender can be something that is being used as as a form of sexual exploitation as well and blackmail. So, in this, we have different resources, um, different conversations around this, different protections, resources. I want to touch on this. We're going to get into it more on Panacea Cafe, the website. It has a little bit to do with what we were talking about today when it comes down to dealing with artist persona and authenticity. So I wanted to, it has a lot to do with, if you understand my pun. But the reason why I want to talk about this and give it a little bit more power and conversation is because a lot of things where we're seeing a lot of shame built up and a lot of people not wanting to come forward is because they are being extorted in this way. And I just want to give tools, blink twice if you need it, right? Okay, here you provided in the presentation, you would be able to check out my website, and then you'll be able to check out my coloring book as well. Next time on Harmony, let's make a cover together. Let's go over more inspiring covers and what are the do's, don'ts, and marketing no-nos when it comes down to album covers. Okay. So also some information about April's workshops that we are doing right now. Okay, today is album cover designs, and tomorrow is social media copywriting, where we will be going over and posting the products directly to my website, which is going to be very, very amazing. And then we're going to go over what are the tools and the necessities of doing something like that. Okay, and then Thursday we have astrology in your creative realm. Okay. All right, and the resources, all the websites, all the links, all the Instagrams, and everything like that are on this page. And here to check out my 3 books, The Vibrational Cure, The Birth of a Genre, and Storm the Coloring Book. All of that is available for sale. Okay. As you may have seen for the social media copywriting workshop last week, we redid the copy for these books, and we also did new pricing for 2 of the books as well. And as always, China Gwench, thank you so much for coming out. It is always so appreciated. It is so valued and so appreciated. And yep. Like always, we'll see you tomorrow and we're gonna get these workshops on and popping. But thank you so much for coming out. China Gwench.